Okay, let's get to the fun part of this Playdate 3D rendering project where we use 3D points to render on a 2D screen. And this is what we have so far. Today is day 4, and we're going to finish this today. We're going to draw lines so it looks like a proper object in space. And then we're going to hook it up to the Playdate's crank so we can rotate it by hand instead of just doing it automatically. So first, we need to do a little bit of housekeeping. We should make this a little bit simpler and put all the points in an array that we can loop over. Just makes things way easier to read, and we don't need to make the changes on all of these points all the time. And it also will make it easier for us to draw the lines later. Actually, I can copy this. So let's see. I want this to go from the top right to the top left, which is this. From top left, I want it to go down and then to the right. Perfect. And then do the same here, but one layer in the back. And this is our new points array. Let's just add this here. And now we can just do point and then 4 pointing points. And we can draw this. So this is way simpler, and all of this can be removed. Oops. Let's execute this to see if it works. I guess we can also clean up some other stuff. Let's do that in a bit. Okay, perfect. So this still works how we want it to. This we won't need anymore. The angle for now we can keep, I would say. At the time we don't, oh no, we use it in time. Okay, we need that. So leave it low. Okay, let's focus on the lines. We need to draw lines. Let's just call this faces. And so the first line we want to just draw from, the front to the left top, left bottom, and then bottom right. So this is going to be from 1, 2, and 3. And this is an array, so you know it starts by 0. And then from here, but that is not enough, right? Because we also need then to connect these dots so that like this is connected to this. So for now we connected this to this to this to this, this to this to this to this, but we also need to connect this to this so it looks properly. So we're gonna do this like this. It's just always the corresponding index and 3, 7. Good. Okay. Now we actually need to draw the lines for face and faces. And now the index of face indices. Perfect. And then we have point A, which is exactly this, and B is perfect. And now we need to connect the line. So there was line, draw a line, perfect. And then we add the line, start and end. And then we can just use this, right? Perfect. This is A. This is B. And then line width, just take 2. So yeah, I guess it looks good. Let's try how this feels. Perfect. Okay, this looks good, which means now we can also remove drawing the points. We don't need that anymore. This looks pretty fine, I would say. And now for rotation, can change the rotation, or let's say the angle, so we don't make this time dependent anymore. because we can just hook it up to the crank, right? So let's do that. That is probably system crank angle. Right, but we need it in radians, so that is pi by 180. Okay. Let's see if this works. I have the... to remove me. Okay, this works. Cool. Now we can rotate this. This is great. This is what we wanted, right? Yeah, cool. We can even use this. But now I want to change this a little bit because I want to change or make it possible to change the angle in which we rotate, just for fun. So maybe we add like a axis enum here, case x and y is enough, and then here we say we wanted to change this anyways. Float axis. Okay, switch on the axis. Perfect. And we have this formula here, right? And all of this. Okay, and this was if we rotate around the y-axis. This gets a lot simpler now because we don't need to pass point anymore. Oops. Cool. Right. Point 3D. Now we need to change this. So let me focus for a bit. Because now we want to switch over to x-axis. So we change this to y and this to y, and that should work. Okay, let's remove this one for good. And then change this so we don't need to rotate here anymore. We say A rotate by angle, and for the axis, let's add a new axis. Use Y for now. Axis, and then do the same here, right? So I'm going to change the order here. Sorry, don't change the order here. And axis, so this stays the same. And let's try this. And we need to move the crank again, of course. There it is. Okay, so this still works, great. Now let's see how we can listen to button clicks. So I wanted to, if you click one of those buttons, it should be around the x-axis, and if not, then around the, and here these buttons around the y-axis. So let's see, we have system, button state, after released. Okay, what type is that? Okay, PD buttons. Then let's do something like this, PD buttons, left and right, contains, what was it? System, button state, released. Then the axis is Y. And otherwise, no, else is too broad. PD buttons up and down, contains system, button state, released, and then the axis is X. Okay, let's try this. Give it a little movement, and then we change it. Okay, so this works. This is really, really cool. This is good enough that I would say let's put it on our Playdate that I have connected. Okay, I got the game loaded onto the Playdate now. I hope you can see that here. So this works perfectly, depending on how we move the crank. And if I change this, you can see that it also changes the axis with which we currently rotate this. And of course, we can also use other objects, other shapes, and let's maybe quickly play around with that. So we're gonna keep this. I'm just gonna comment this out for the moment. And then let's try to build a pyramid, okay? So for the pyramid, we always gonna be on the lower axis, right? Okay, and then we need to move this around. Okay, let's think this through. So we have the one on the bottom in the front. Then we have the one on the bottom in the back, and then we need one on the left side, two on the left side, and one of them in the back as well. And then let's use a high one, and then this we have to reset to 0, so it's in the center, the point on the top. And then we need to change this, of course, because now we need to connect this like this for basically all the points to 4. Let's see if this works. Okay, we made one mistake, but that is pretty cool. Okay, so we said from the top to the back, and then I need to change this, I think. Oops. That should be it. Perfect. Okay, now the same thing again. Now we have a pyramid, and we can just move the pyramid around, rotate it and everything. So as you can see, this technique works with every shape, and I think it's just like so cool how simple this formula is, right? Is this one. It's just x projected as x divided by z, and y projected as y divided by z, and that's enough to render all of this onto a 2D screen. And it's very simple. Like, we did it in a couple lines of code. Probably could have shortened some stuff, optimized some stuff here and there, but this is really cool. It was really cool too that we were just able to instead use a timer. We could just use the crank ankle from the Playdate, and boom, it already works. So yeah, this has been really fun, really cool learning experiment. Thanks for being here with me, doing all of that. Let's see what we're going to do from there. That's it.